Prancūzą François į Lietuvą atvedė verslas, o užlaikė meilė. Meilė moteriai ir šaliai, kurioje, sako, pasigendantis nebent kalnų. Apie tai, ką šeštos kartos vyriškų drabužių siuvėjų dinastijos atstovas veikia Lietuvoje ir ko prancūzai galėtų pasimokyti iš lietuvių, šiandien laidoje Pasirinkę Lietuvą. Atsikimšti butelį vyno, atsipalaiduoti su knyga, cigaru ir taure rankoje. Toks mėgstamiausias prancūzo François Dransa užsiėmimas po sunkios darbo dienos. Buto Vilniaus senamiestyje balkone draugiją jam dažnai palaiko mylima žmona Auksė. Į Lietuvą iš Orleano, Prancūzijoje, François atvyko prieš 8 metus padėti draugui vystyti verslo projektą. Šiam nepasisekus svarstė grįžti atgal. Bet Lietuvoje gyvenančius užsieniečius ir vietos gyventojus vienijančiame klube užsimezgusi pažintis su lietuvaite Aukse jo planus pakeitė ilgam.
During these couple of months I was wondering if I would step back to France or if I would stay to Lithuania. And I met a wonderful Lithuanian, Aukse.
It's me.
You. I met love, not only Aukse, but I met love, and then I decided to stay, and since that we get married and we are living together happily. I arrived in September 2012, so it's almost 8 years now.
First time I met him, we were going to the same club, Internations. It was some foreigners coming to Lithuania and we communicate with local people. And I saw first time François. I find that it's nice guy, it's everything, and was very warm connection between us, somehow. But it was nothing about even my thoughts that it can be for future my husband, And after probably 1 year, we met another time. Almost 1 year, yeah. And then it was like sparkling, that's it, we are together from that time, And it was very good situation because he was divorced, I was divorced, so we are stepping in nice relation.
Yeah, we were meeting every month during that period, almost 10 months with that Internations association. So we were seeing him every month, and 1 month after a particular evening, we spent a lot of time together during that evening, and then the Sunday we reconnect and it started this way, and since that we didn't disconnect. When I arrived, I started to search for a job, and I found a job within a company established in Vilnius since 15 years. Very specific, working in market research, and I'm managing the sales part of that company. I found the job as an entry position within that company. It was in the call center, and after a couple of months I evolved to some more experienced positions, and nowadays I'm holding a position of business development director.
Prieš atvykdamas į Lietuvą François apie šią šalį žinojo nedaug ir buvo nustebintas, kad lietuviai pasirodė besantis ne tokie šalti, kaip jo įsivaizduojami Šiaurės Europos gyventojai. Kitas šiandien juoką keliantis prisiminimas apie kalnus Lietuvoje, kuriuose François ketino slidinėti.
Among the things I somehow checked within Lithuania, it was a bit about the climate, and I saw that it was very cold in winter, which is fine because I like cold weather, and that there was several months of snow. And I said, great, because I like to ski and I was used to ski in France every winter. So I checked about the mountains, and then I discovered that the highest point within Lithuania was 295 meters, and you cannot imagine. And I would have been happy to see my face when I discovered that, to see how sad it was. Like a lot of Western Europeans, I was not knowing much about Lithuania. And I didn't search too many informations. I didn't want to have, as you said, to have too much expectations or too much things in mind. So I was basically knowing the Vilnius. We heard a lot in France with that Bertrand Cantat episode. And during a couple of months in the French news, there was a lot of reports coming from Vilnius, so we located it much better than before. But basically, I was just knowing the first, the post-World War II history in very short, and that it was a recent country recovering independence recently. But that was pretty much all. So, yes, I was not having any expectations in particular. Just a very open-minded state of mind was driven me, and I was really hungry to discover unknown part. My first impression was that it was very, very safe and secure country. While walking in the street, while everyone was showing to be relaxed, to be relaxed, to be safe, I was amazingly surprised to see that people could go on at night, even women alone, without showing any signs of nervosity, any sign of anxiety or whatever. It was probably the first thing that surprised me. The second thing is that somehow one of the clichés I was having is that I was going to the north for a French guy. And I was having a cliché of cold people, as we usually said when we go to the north of Europe. And I was very surprised to discover some people open, some people very warm, very open to discussions, open to take contact with a foreigner. I know that it's not a feeling that is commonly spread among foreigners. There's a lot of foreigners complaining that Lithuanians are very difficult to access, very difficult to establish relations with that. I didn't get at all neither that feeling, neither experience that.
Lietuvoje François pasinėrė į rinkos tyrimų, duomenų analizės ir pardavimų sritį. Nors Prancūzijoje jau 6. jo šeimos karta dirba vyriškų drabužių siuvimo versle. Išskirtinę šeimos verslo istoriją François tėvas papasakojo knygoje. Šalia knygos garbingą vietą lentynoje užima ir 20-ojo amžiaus pradžią menanti pirmąją šeimos parduotuvę puošusi reklama bei ypatinga archyvinė nuotrauka. Joje užfiksuota gatvė, kurioje atvėrė duris parduotuvė pavadinta Dransar sūnus.
Of course, we have very good taste on fashion. We have very good taste on food, so on wines. It's something that make life much more valuable. I think that I really would like more French people would come to Lithuania.
Not too much.
Not too much. Just to learn a little bit that fashion style.
For Lithuania, what could be learned from France? Maybe that an ability to react a bit more. From my work environment, I found out that, and I was also surprised about that, that sometimes people are not in line with the decisions, with the orientations or whatever, and they will criticize it, but they will not express their opposition, and they will just state that it's not okay, I'm not fine with that. They will not, most of the time, they will not try to either trying to find how to turn that into some other position, bringing some suggestions, to react.
I totally agree with Francois, but really it's something in our nature, that we are reacting by silent and by passive aggressivity. We are not going in front, and I cannot tell about everyone, but it's majority. But we are usually keep silent, and after some moment we, in our families or in our friend groups, she says, oh, how we can do this, how about decisions. So we are doing that in silent way, not up in front.
We are talking about small things, let's say, because we all know that when it comes to essential things like freedom and independence, Lithuanians are for sure reacting, and they prove that they are going in front and doing what's necessary, even paying by their life. So we are just talking about the daily things.
Auksė ir François sako, kad jų kasdienybė mažai ko skiriasi nuo kitų lietuvių. Jie mėgsta skaityti, vaikščioti po miestą ir leisti laiką su draugais, kurių turi gausų būrį. Šiandien abiem tik juoką kelia santykių pradžioje, karts nuo karto kliudydavę stereotipiniai įsitikinimai dėl partnerio tautybės. Tiesa, François ginasi iš ankstinių nuostatų apie lietuvaitės, beveik neturėjęs.
Not really, except the related northern part, so a bit cold, probably tall and blonde.
Ta-da! Of course, it's stereotypes that we all the time in love and everyone around. But I think so somehow with time, of course, we having some bit smaller, bigger crisis, but we are passing from that, and I think that I really trust, believe, and I'm very happy with.
I think in many countries, the one of the stereotypes is that French, related to French lover attitude and French lover behavior, meaning that we have eventually a wife, but also some lovers. And it's probably one of the most stupid cliché, by the way, but one of the cliché which is most commonly spread.
I like a lot in François. I don't know, it goes from his country, but I think it's much more from family, from education in family, because he respects women. And I think it's a very nice feeling when you know that he's taking care, he respects, he every time opening, for example, a small thing, he opening doors to the car when I coming to sit, he bringing coffee. It's such small things, but you feel that you are loved, that he's caring, and the same, it's give possibility. I like to show him the same, but you caring me, I caring you, and we are together, like making each other life better.
Prancūzas François į Lietuvą atvyko prieš 8 metus padėti draugui vystyti nepasisekusio verslo projektą, bet sutiko meilę ir niekur nebeišvažiavo. Mylimoji Auksė jau nuo jaunystės jaučia meilę žirgams. Ja nuo žmonos užsikrėtė ir François, tad dažną vakarą abu leidžia žirgyne. Auksė džiaugiasi, kad mylimasis ne tik palaiko jai kompaniją rūpinantį žirgų, bet ir pats sėdasi į balną. Rūpestis žirgais tapo tarsi dar viena juos vienijančia kalba po anglų, kuri nė vienam nėra gimtoji. Tačiau abu nutarė būtent ją kalbėti savo šeimoje, kad nė vienas neturėtų pranašumo prieš kitą.
About Lithuanian language, it's a very tricky point. Obviously, it's a very difficult language, and I'm not very, very good at language. I'm not really a literature person. I'm more a math person. So, very, very difficult language, and I tried. I'm still trying. I have some periods where, I feel a bit ashamed to be there since so long and not to be fluent in Lithuanian. So I have some material, some books, and on some periods, that's it, you need to restart. So I restart learning, and my goodwill and my good motivation, sometimes it's a couple of weeks, sometimes it's 1 month, and after a while, practicing daily, it's a bit difficult, so I give up till the next time. But it's true that there's a couple of things which doesn't help. In that first, in my work environment, it's an American company, so we are talking in English altogether, and I'm taking care about the clients among Europe, so we are mainly talking English or French with them. And most importantly, together, we found out that it's very, very interesting to speak together in a neutral language. This way, none of us has, let's say, an advantage, and especially when it comes to argument, when it comes to a big difficult situation. If one of us would be in his native language, he would have the ability to react more quickly. Actually, we need sometimes to pause, to hold on, to think about the words to say, because we have it in French or in Lithuanian, but not in English. And it helps also to cool down in some situations. So we find out that it's comfortable to,
very good.
to speak that neutral language together. But it's not the final decisions. I'm still not desperate to one day speak Lithuanian.
And me French.
And you French.
Kas Lietuvoje labiausiai patinka?
A lot of things, by the way.
I can imagine. I have
So I like the way, as I was saying, my first feeling. I like that safe and secure environment, which goes over that. It's a very, let's say, peaceful society overall, where there is no communities or very different groups with antagonism or fights, even if it can be only political or social fights. I really enjoy that it's very, very green city around Vilnius, and that you don't need to go very far to have the feeling to be in the nature. Within a couple of kilometers of Vilnius, you can totally feel outside of the city. And after Vilnius, we not enough, but we traveled a bit within Lithuania, some one-day trip. And I was also happy, I so surprised to discover that it's very, very, very similar to the countryside in France. We have the same kind of nature, of trees, and at many points it's very, very similar. But there's a lot of small villages, small towns in Vilnius, in Lithuania, that are very, very cute, very, very lovely to chill in and to pass by. So mainly, I enjoy that nature side.
Kas Lietuvoje nepatinka?
There is one thing that I'm still trying to understand. I was super surprised and happy to discover how Lithuanians are proud to be Lithuanian and proud of their country. It's something that compares with France. It's a feeling that almost disappears in France. So I was very happy to discover that point here. At the same time, I'm very, very surprised how, on average, Lithuanians are very pessimistic regarding their future within Lithuania, within the abilities to grow, with that attitude to be proud, but at the same time, not to be positive and to be optimistic about the future of Lithuania.
Kas Lietuvoje stebina?
When talking specifically about the future of the country, I often hear that people are thinking about eventually moving outside, to that here they will not succeed to achieve what they want. That famous statement that the grass is greener outside, and for me it doesn't fit with the fact to be proud of your country, to be proud to be Lithuanian.
Kuo skiriamės?
French could learn to recover a more simplest way to think about life. In Lithuania, I found that with some living conditions that can be very difficult for people, still there is that ability to enjoy what is happening. From what I could name, to gather a couple of friends, sandwich, a beer, going to the lake after work, and everyone will enjoy, without making plans, without making a lot of convention or whatever. More spontaneous at some point, and more ability to enjoy the small thing that happening in their life. In France, it's too complicated. We need to plan everything. We lost that spontaneity, and we lost that ability to say, I have a nice chocolate, and I will be happy to eat my chocolate.
Ko palinkėtumėt Lietuvai ir lietuviams?
I think that I will come back to that point. I really wish that Lithuanians recover that trust in themselves, and and make the country reconsider the growing personally within the growth of the country, and stop thinking that things are better outside. I think it's starting slowly but surely, because in immigrations, I think the balance start to be positive within Lithuania coming back, rather compared to those who are going outside. So it would be very good.